There is a quiet warmth around you right now, and maybe you have felt it without fully understanding what it is. Something soft is moving around your life, something calm, steady, and full of real affection. You may have brushed it off. You may have told yourself it was only your imagination. Maybe you thought your heart was reading too much into small moments. Maybe you even convinced yourself that a story like this could never happen to you. But what you have been sensing is not empty hope. It is not a fantasy. It is not your mind trying to trick you. It is a truth that has been slowly coming closer. Someone younger than you has developed deep feelings for you, and those feelings are stronger than you may realize. This is not a quick attraction that fades after a few days. This is not a passing interest. It has stayed with them, it has grown. It follows them into the morning and lingers with them at night. You stay in their thoughts in quiet moments and in busy ones. Even when life pulls them in other directions, your presence remains with them like a question they cannot stop returning to. And if this already feels strangely close to home, stay with me, because the reasons behind this connection may explain more than you expect. You may wonder how this could be true. You may ask yourself what a younger person could possibly see in you, but that question comes from old pain, not from truth. Old hurt can make us forget our own light. It can make us believe our best days are behind us. Yet that is not who you are, not even close. There were nights when you wondered if love had missed your door. There were moments when you questioned if anyone would ever truly choose you again. Those thoughts felt real at the time. They were heavy, they were lonely, but they were never the full story. You are not someone love has forgotten. You are not invisible. You are not too late. There is a strength in you that other people notice even when you no longer do. They see the depth in your eyes. They notice the way you listen when others speak. They feel the calm in your voice. They see the grace that comes from surviving pain and still choosing healing instead of bitterness. That kind of energy cannot be faked, and this younger person feels it very strongly. They are pulled toward you in a way they cannot fully explain. Something shifts inside them when they are near you. They feel more peaceful yet more awake at the same time. They feel safe but also excited. It is as if they have found something they did not know they had been looking for. That feeling keeps growing. It does not leave them alone. Maybe you have already seen small signs and tried to ignore them. Maybe they hold eye contact with you just a little too long. Maybe their voice changes when they speak to you. Maybe they find reasons to be close, to help, to ask one more question, to continue the moment a little longer. Maybe they remember small things you said in passing, details you forgot the minute after saying them. Those are not random signs. Those are often the quiet actions of a heart that has already chosen. Keep listening, because the first reason this connection feels so strong is deeper than attraction. It begins with the feeling of peace. When this person is around you, the noise in their world becomes smaller. Life can feel loud, fast, confusing, demanding. There is pressure everywhere. People rush, emotions rise quickly, minds stay crowded. But around you, something slows down. Your presence makes space. It brings them back to themselves. It reminds them to breathe. Over the years, life taught you patience. It taught you how not to react to every storm. It taught you that strength is not always loud. Sometimes it is quiet. Sometimes it is simply the ability to stay grounded when everything else feels uncertain. This younger person feels that grounded energy from you, and it pulls them in. They may be going through stress you cannot fully see. They may be carrying confusion, fear, or inner conflict. But when they are near you, they feel relief. They feel steadier. That kind of peace is powerful. That kind of peace is beautiful. And yes, it can become the beginning of love. You may think your calm nature is ordinary because you live with it every day. But to someone who feels surrounded by chaos, your steadiness can feel rare. It can feel healing. It can feel like home. Stay with me, because the second reason matters even more. You do not just calm them, you make them feel seen, truly seen. And in a world where many people are talked at, ignored, rushed, or misunderstood, being seen can change everything. What feels normal to you may be unforgettable to them. What you call kindness they may experience as something life-changing. That is how connections grow, quietly at first, then all at once. You make this person feel important in a way they may not often experience. When they speak, you actually listen. You do not just wait for your turn to talk. You notice tone, you notice feeling. You ask about their life, and pay attention to the answer. You remember, you care. You do not treat them like they are just filling space in your day, and that matters more than you know. To someone who often feels overlooked, your attention can feel like sunlight after a long winter. To someone who is used to being underestimated, your respect can feel deeply healing. You may see your behavior as simple decency, but to them it feels rare, it feels personal, it feels real, and because of that, they feel stronger around you. They feel more capable, more understood, more themselves. The fact that they are younger than you does not automatically create a barrier. In many cases it creates balance. Different ages can bring different gifts. One person brings depth, patience, perspective. The other brings freshness, energy, movement. These qualities can meet in beautiful ways when the connection is honest. People may have opinions. Society often likes to place limits on what love is supposed to look like, but real connection does not always follow those rules. Love does not stop and ask for permission from human expectations. It flows where hearts are open. It grows where souls recognize something real in one another. And when two people truly understand each other, age can become a much smaller detail than the world makes it seem. What matters is respect. What matters is truth. What matters is how two people help each other feel more alive, more safe, and more complete. And there is still one more reason this younger person feels so pulled toward you. This next one goes beyond comfort and attention. It reaches into the deepest part of who you are. It is your essence. It is the energy of your soul. There is something about you that this person cannot easily explain with logic. They may try. They may tell themselves it is just admiration or curiosity. They may attempt to step back and create distance. But every time they do, their thoughts return to you. Why? Because what draws them in is not only your appearance, it is your essence. Your unique mix of kindness, humor, wisdom, softness, and quiet fire. It is the way you laugh, the way you tell stories, the way you carry pain without turning cold, the way your warmth remains with people long after you leave the room. These things are powerful. They are hard to describe, but impossible to forget. This younger person is not just interested in how you look. They want to know how you think. They want to understand your story. They want to hear your experiences, your lessons, your memories, your truth. From the start, this connection has carried weight. It has depth. It feels like more than a surface-level attraction because it is more than that. And if you have felt even a spark of joy while hearing this, do not dismiss it too quickly. Joy can be a quiet sign. Excitement can be the heart waking up before the mind is ready to believe. That does not mean you need to rush. It does not mean you should force anything. It simply means stay aware. Notice what your spirit is responding to. Notice how this person looks at you. Notice how your body feels when they are near. Sometimes the soul recognizes meaning before the mind can put it into words. And if this message feels like it found you at the right time, maybe that is not an accident either. Maybe something inside you already knew there was truth waiting here. Keep going, because this connection may be opening a new chapter, and that chapter is asking you to stay open instead of turning away. You can welcome this possibility without losing your wisdom. You can stay open without becoming careless. You can feel something deeply and still move slowly. That matters. Healthy love is not panic. It is not pressure. It is not confusion dressed up as romance. Real love makes room. It gives breath. It allows truth to unfold in its own time. This younger person may be holding back right now, not because their feelings are weak, but because they sense hesitation in you. They may fear you will reject them. They may wonder if you see them as too young, too inexperienced, or not serious enough for a connection like this. Yet beneath their caution is hope, a real hope. a heart that still leans toward you, a heart waiting for a sign that it is safe to come closer. And sometimes that sign is not a grand confession. Sometimes it is a softer energy from you, a little more warmth, a little less fear, a little more willingness to receive what is being offered. When they feel that shift, it may give them the courage they need, because true love is not just chemistry, it is recognition. It is the feeling of meeting someone and sensing something familiar, deep and timeless in them. When that happens, age, background, and outside conditions start losing power. What remains is the bond itself, strong, honest, hard to ignore. A soul does not count years before it feels drawn to another soul. A heart does not check a calendar before it opens. There is something timeless in you. A part of you still dreams, still responds to beauty, still lights up at kindness, music, connection, and wonder. That living, ageless part of you is what this younger person has touched, and that may be why their feelings run deeper than either of you expected. Stay with me, because what this bond can awaken in you matters just as much as what it awakens in them. This person brings out something in you that may have been sleeping for a long time. Around them, you may feel lighter, more hopeful, more awake. You may feel a part of yourself returning, the part that still believes life can surprise you in beautiful ways. Their energy carries freshness, enthusiasm, possibility, and when you spend time with them, some of that energy begins to move through you as well. It reminds you that you are still alive in places you thought had gone quiet. In return, you bring them depth, stability, wisdom, a sense of direction. Together, those qualities can create a natural and meaningful balance. From a deeper view, this kind of connection makes sense. It is not strange, it is not wrong simply because it is unexpected. It can be two people meeting at exactly the right point in their lives, each carrying something the other needs. Many gifts stay outside our reach because we struggle to believe we deserve them. That is one of the saddest patterns the heart can learn. But the moment you begin to remember your worth, things start changing. You notice what you used to dismiss. You stop pushing away what might actually be meant for you. And this person has noticed you in ways many others never did. They remember tiny details, your favorite things, certain words you said, small moments that looked unimportant at the time. That level of attention is not shallow. It comes from deep interest. It comes from care. It shows that they are not just looking at you, they are paying attention to you, and that matters. So do not run too fast, because fear starts talking. Do not study every moment so hard that all the life goes out of it. Let conversations happen naturally. Let silence breathe. Let the bond unfold at its own pace. Love does not grow well under pressure. It grows with space, patience, and trust. You are worthy of being desired, worthy of being chosen, worthy of being loved in a way that feels both gentle and real. Time has not reduced your value, it has added to it. It has made you richer in understanding, deeper in character, and more interesting in ways only life can create. This younger person sees beauty in you that you sometimes overlook. They see strength you treat as ordinary. They see the wisdom you carry so naturally that you forget it is even there. Maybe their gaze is not here to flatter your ego. Maybe it is here to help you see yourself with kinder eyes. You deserve passion. You deserve affection. You deserve affection. You deserve to feel wanted, appreciated, and adored. And that may be closer than you think. The person drawn to you is not only curious, they are sincerely interested in your life. They want to know where you have been, what shaped you, what challenged you, what you survived. To them, your past is not a burden. It is part of your beauty. Every chapter helped form the person they admire now. This kind of attention is rare. Many people only want the surface. They want the easy version. But this person wants depth. They want truth. They want to know the real you, not just the polished version you show the world. Imagine being fully known and still fully wanted, not the perfect you, the real you, the thoughtful, flawed, hopeful, healing version of you. That is the person they are drawn toward. And in a strange and beautiful way, this connection may be reminding you of your own worth. Sometimes love does that before anything else, before commitment, before labels, before certainty. It holds up a mirror and shows you the value you stopped seeing in yourself. And if that is happening now, pay attention. That alone is meaningful. You are beautiful with every year that shaped you. Not in spite of your age, but with it included. The lines on your face tell a story. The changes in your body speak of living, learning, surviving, growing. None of that takes beauty away. It adds texture, it adds soul, it adds truth. And this younger person sees that. They do not only see what is visible at first glance, they see the life inside you. They see the endurance, the resilience, the depth. Maybe it is time for you to begin seeing that too. You may still worry that a connection with someone younger could lead to imbalance or misunderstanding. Those concerns are not evil. They come from care. They show that you are thoughtful, that you do not want to harm anyone, that your heart takes love seriously. But adults are capable of making their own choices. This person has felt what they feel and has continued feeling it. They have thought about it. They have not stumbled into it by accident. Respect also means trusting another person to understand their own heart. If your intentions are honest, if your care is real, and if there is no wish to control or take advantage, then there is nothing shameful about exploring a meaningful bond. You are allowed to choose with wisdom. You are allowed to say yes slowly. You are also allowed to say no, if your peace tells you not to move forward. What happens next belongs to you. There is no pressure here, only awareness, only light being placed on what may already be real. And that matters, because sometimes the heart does not need to be pushed. It only needs permission to tell the truth. If this is speaking to something deep inside you, do not turn away too quickly. The next part may be exactly what your heart needs to hear, because this is not only about romance, it is also about healing, value, and the courage to receive. This connection may be showing up not only to offer love, but to restore something inside you that disappointment tried to take away. Life can slowly damage the way we see ourselves. Harsh words, rejection, betrayal, loneliness, repeated pain. All of it can blur our self-image until we start believing the worst stories about who we are. Then someone new enters our world and sees us clearly, without the old filters we carry. Their admiration becomes a quiet reminder. Their attention becomes a mirror. Their presence says, maybe you are still far more radiant than you think. That is one of love's hidden gifts. It does not only join two people, it reconnects us to our own value. This younger person may smile when thinking of you, without even noticing it. Their heartbeat may shift when your name appears on their screen, or when they wonder if they might see you soon. There is tenderness here. There is sincerity here. And maybe, just maybe, there is something sacred in the timing of it. A chapter that once seemed closed may not be closed at all. A door you thought had locked itself may have opened quietly. And if so, you do not need to force it wide open tonight. Just notice that it is no longer shut. Notice that possibility is standing there, waiting to be acknowledged. And if this message is reaching you at the perfect moment, take that seriously. Sometimes we are guided toward what we need to hear when our heart is finally ready to hear it. So let yourself breathe in this truth. You have not been forgotten. You are not too much. You are not too old. You are not too late. You are still deeply capable of inspiring real emotion in another human being. And for some of you, that emotion is already growing in someone younger, who sees your spirit with surprising clarity. Stay with this feeling. Do not rush past it. The person who feels this pull toward you wants more than a pretty image. They want your thoughts, your story, your inner world. They want to understand what shaped your laugh, your silence, your caution, your tenderness. They want to hear about your wins and your wounds. They want to know what made you strong and what nearly broke you. This is not shallow curiosity. This is the hunger for real closeness, and real closeness is rare. Many people want quick attention. Few want depth. Fewer still are willing to sit with the truth of another person and say, I still choose you. That is why this connection matters. You do not have to pretend to be simpler than you are. You do not have to erase your history. You do not have to hide the parts of yourself that carry scars. To the right person, those things are not weight, they are meaning. There is healing in being heard. There is healing in being known. There is healing in speaking and realizing someone is not trying to escape your truth. This person may be offering that kind of space. And if they are, it is okay to let yourself soften little by little. Not all at once, not without care, but enough to let the connection breathe, enough to let something honest grow. Remember this too. If your joy rises when you think of them, that feeling deserves respect. It may be your heart quietly pointing toward a new season, not a careless season, not a fantasy, a real one. A season where you no longer live as if love is only for other people. A season where you stop standing outside your own blessings. If that speaks to you, hold on a little longer, because the truth is simple and powerful. Love can still find you in unexpected ways. Sometimes it arrives wearing a face you did not plan for, and carrying an age difference you did not expect. But if the bond is real, the soul notices before the mind agrees. So remain open, remain present. Do not step back only because fear starts building stories. Do not let overthinking drain the life from every interaction. Let things unfold with honesty. Let the connection have air. Let trust grow where it is meant to grow. If this person is truly meant to move closer, your calm openness may become the signal they have been waiting for. And if the path is not meant to continue, your peace will guide you just as clearly. Either way, you lose nothing by honoring the truth of what you feel. You are allowed to receive love in the form it comes, as long as it is respectful, sincere, and healthy. You are allowed to feel wanted again. You are allowed to be surprised by happiness. You are allowed to believe that meaningful connection can still enter your life and change the atmosphere around your heart. Maybe that is what is happening now. Maybe someone younger is not simply interested in you, but deeply moved by who you are, moved by your warmth, your steadiness, your spirit, your story. Moved enough to keep thinking about you when they try not to. Moved enough to hope for more. Moved enough to stay emotionally close, even when they are physically far away. And if that is true, then this is not here to pressure you, it is here to remind you of your beauty, remind you of your value, remind you that your heart is still alive, remind you that love has not passed you by. It may already be moving toward you, quiet at first, but real. So carry this with you today. Walk gently, but do not close down. Stay wise, but do not harden. Let your heart remain strong and open at the same time, because a new season may be unfolding in front of you, and it may begin with the simple truth that someone younger has fallen for the soul you carry.